What's going on, everybody? My name is Paul. Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, again, we're talking about the only thing that you and your clients care about, or your clients care about, and that's scaling sales and acquiring more market share. Ideally, lowering TACOS or like keeping TACOS stable. And at the end of the day, so we generate more profits, right? That's at the end of the name of the game. Everything that is not in direct correlation to generating more profits and lowering cost is probably misdirected time. Wasted time is a little bit negatively connotated, but we can invest our time more effectively and efficiently. So first, we talk about match type analysis, then about keyword research and market share, and then placement performance. So yeah, first things first, when I'm looking at an account from the simple paradigm of how's the account trending, right? It's trending pretty good. Obviously, there's for me, so I would look at, okay, this has a relatively efficient TACOS. So we obviously know, okay, if our if our margin after all cost is, let's say, I don't know, like 30%, right? It's just simple arithmetic at the end of the day. If it's like, I don't know, like if our total sales is 100K, and then obviously we deduct the Amazon fees, our cost of goods, and then the margin, let's say, is 30%, and then the difference between the margin and the TACOS is obviously just like the net profit and like the gross profit, sorry. And then attention now, and everybody's attention is just to get more clicks. At the end of the day, we need more clicks while keeping the ACOS stable and keeping CAC stable, obviously. So first things first, what I would do is I would zoom into the into traffic analysis, right? In M19, which is a great tool. I can highly recommend it. So here I would look at products or like obviously keywords where we have proof of concept. And these are obviously performance or proven keywords. That's the first step. And then I would go ahead and cluster that into a keyword list to prove it. You can also go ahead and put it into Magnet in Helium 10 and get the search volume. That's up to you. And then next thing I would look at, okay, this is vertically in the portfolio. Now I would look horizontally across the portfolio and basically look at, let's say we have similar products, similar variations that are the same product group or family. And I would look for other keywords that are related to that product group or family that have converted recently. And just like take all of these as proven keywords. Obviously, maybe negotiable with a little bit because they're unproven for that ASIN, but they're proven for our family. And we want to scale that. We zoom or scan horizontally across the portfolio. And now we want to take all of these keywords, cluster them, and drill down or like basically deploy them vertically for that ASIN. So next, as the first step, I would look at lower TACOS, because we all know that TACOS is just account level spend divided by account level sales and total sales. And obviously, if we spend more for a ASIN that has a good TACOS but low level of percentage of account level spend, that is obviously increasing the probability of us improving the TACOS, because we all know the TACOS on account level is just the average of all ASINs. And next, I would go ahead and look at the same thing, but cost descending. Descending, this is obviously coming to, this is obviously standing out immediately, right? In this ASIN, they have high TACOS, so here we have to cut cost, definitely have to cut cost, because we see, okay, cost increased by 2,200%, which is obviously, this is also due to that, being an ASIN that just has been launched. And now we want to go ahead and, this was restocked, sorry. Long story short, now we obviously we take the ASIN and we zoom into the, it's a product section, or you can use the bot files. Ideally, you should do it like automated with the bots, but at the end of the day, I would just recommend that you do both, because sometimes the benefit of doing it in the UI is just that you come across certain updates in the UI. And this should be executed based on the ASIN level performance. I would not go ahead and optimize the whole account because, it depends, right? It's more scalable, especially if you're an agency, but it's just less precise and accurate because the ASIN level performance just differs, right? So I don't want to, for example, if I have a bad performing search term, but the ASIN is on target, I'm not changing it, because never change the winning system. Don't change what is broken. But now I will go ahead and zoom into the product level and look at any. Obviously, we've kept the spend, as you can see here. For example, I would pause this immediately. Obviously, it's already been paused. But I then would go into the top spending campaign and look at all of these campaigns that are over target, right? We want to save our time. And as we all know, the Pareto it's called, right? We want to use our time effectively and deploy it to the most urgent, the most urgent situation. So now this has also been paused. Of course, now you can either repackage the campaigns or, and this should be paused immediately too in the last 65 days. That's just wasted ad spend. And now, honestly, you could probably could look at the last 65 days. Obviously, that's not taking into consideration the trend. But honestly, you can leave that now if you want to go ahead. But look at the performance on campaign level and look at orders equal 0 and just negate the inflated wasted ad spend. Because now if we look at the performance of all orders graded, only $4 generated $300 in spend, right? So of course now that's why it's so important. And I don't believe it's necessarily mature to just go into the account level and negate across the board without taking the ASIN level into consideration. Because now if the ASIN is performing well on target, I'm not going to go ahead and negate that aggressively. But if we're unprofitable for that ASIN, I'm going to go ahead and like just encourage you to be assertive, okay, and just negate all of these search terms here, and and just negate. It's slowly to negate, right? Like obviously it's loading, but you get the point. And now you want to do this like campaign by campaign. It is what it is, right? Like hard work pays off at the end of the day. So next we are intending to evaluate on ASIN level. My intention is to go ahead and basically evaluate the performance per search term. Because now if I create new campaigns, the intention is obviously to increase the spend for the placement where we're performing most efficiently. Obviously, that's not taking consideration the performance per placement per ASIN and even per target, but it's a good indicator, and it's a good start. Because you could be perfectionist, and like being a perfectionist, it's not like, from my experience, it's just like fast executors and perfectionists don't like each other. They don't like each other, Sometimes it's good to be a perfectionist, especially like with images and stuff like that. But with PPC, like you just have to move quickly, and especially if you're off target for an ASIN, you just have to be assertive and end up overthinking and just act. At the end of the day, action is action, and not like looking at spreadsheets and evaluating the spreadsheets. But that's beside the point. So next, I would go ahead and like take that into consideration. That is linked down below, right? This only really works if you have segmented your performance by portfolio. And if you have, or like if your portfolio structure is segmented to single, into child ASINs, or if you have single ASIN, single ad campaigns, then you can evaluate the two, because then they identify just because of the ASIN in the name. Okay. And I'm extremely grateful for Nomads. Credit where credit is due, because they, I learned this from them. And I believe that people who, give credit where credit is due just have a superior character, because at the end of the day, giving credit and, being grateful are just superior character traits. That's just my opinion, but that's why I'm like grateful for Nomads and Lucas from Nomads, because I learned a lot from them. So next, I would go ahead and basically we want to, number one, we checked off, all, performance targets. We checked off all proven targets for the product family, and that's one way to expand your market share. And now you will go ahead. And now it's really, how much market share do we have? This is according to the Search Core Performance Report. You have seen me share this before on this channel, and this is not perfect because it's only the top 100 search terms. And obviously we might have more than 100 search terms, but now we can basically evaluate. That's the best data that we get from Amazon. We can evaluate, are we increasing order share or not, right? Because at the end of the day, in order to acquire more market share, we have to generate more orders. So let's just use an example. This is just a random example. Let's just say that this is our niche. We want to find the main search term. Okay, the main search term, obviously they're more, like you can see like the long tails, right? But, again, with the Pareto principle in mind, to be efficient, I gotta plug in the course. We have to use our attention efficiently, because at the end of the day, every long tail, every search term is its own sub-market, right? Because the ASIN on the search term result page is ranking for the search term. But in general, and obviously if you have, for example, different materials and the long tails are different materials, obviously you want to rank, go down and utilize the most relevant tail. But this is a good example, because now we just literally utilize, and I keep it short. We want to evaluate where we are. So what's the total amount of revenue in the market according to Team 10, revenue descending, and that's some good example, because we can see just because you have a better organic position, that search term doesn't mean you generate more revenue, right? Team 19 is generating more revenue than 4. So next we want to obviously download this. Want to download the X-rate report and have our, obviously it depends on if you're launching or if you have a benchmark, if you're launching or if you're already on the market. So next we want to go to Cerebro. So then put our ASIN in here as well, get the keywords, run new search. I like to select minimum 1 search volume, and that's up to you. Rank the competitors minimum 2, and match type organic, apply. There's still, I like to cut the keyword list down, so we have 3. So I just tighten the parameters. Good, let's do 10. Because the broad, the phrase search campaigns should, catch the long tails anyway. In a perfect world, in an ideal scenario. So now we download this here. So you can delete this here, we don't need this here. Search volume, boom. Get it in here, boom. Then get the ASINs here, boom. And now here, position rank is the first ASIN. Put that here, boom. So obviously this needs to be here. Nice. Okay, this is not even relevant because this is not in second. Cool. So now let's just assume this is our product. As we can see, we do not have the most market share. It's not acceptable, right? And unacceptable, bro. Now, you can basically, next step is basically insert your search term report here. And I think I've not said that before, but you also not just want to use keywords that are proven, but also if you have a product family, then obviously you want to scan up horizontally across the portfolio, evaluate what keywords have been performing efficiently for other variations within the product family and scale, or at least test these, then cluster them and test these vertically for that ASIN. So yeah, that's another way how to scale sales, because at the end of the day, this should also be linked down below. At the end of the day, we just need more orders in order to acquire more market share, because at the end of the day, nobody knows what is at the top of, or like how the A9 is weighing what variable. But, at the end of the day, Amazon is forecasting too, and they just rank the product the highest that makes them the most money consistently. Right? It's just like obvious. So we just need more orders and obviously stay in stock, because when Jan said that if you are out of stock longer than 30 days, then, you're basically being not blacklisted, but like graylisted, right? Because we just have to stay reliable when it comes to staying in stock. And yeah, but like we just want to increase our order share. This is according to Search Core Performance Report, not perfect, top 100 search terms. And there are obviously more than 100 search terms, and not period over period. Like a report doesn't reflect all of the search terms consistently, which is room for improvement. But I mean, we can all improve, right? So let's stay humble and work hard. And yeah, then we have basically talked about cutting costs. We've talked about where I would prioritize to increase sales on ASIN level, which is like the accounts, just the average of all ASINs. Then basically on search term and account level, which is basically just like the ASINs, just the average of all targets. And that's basically a good start. Then I would also